it's amazing. I mean, obviously, having done the past musicals, when you say you're going to perform on Broadway, it's like amazing. And suddenly I remember when I did this many musicals in Spain, I thought always, wow, if I could one day sing on Broadway. And then suddenly, after all these years, boom, we're there with Divo. That's amazing. So it's going to be a great experience, and I'm sure the audience, they're going to love it.
And it's going to be a more intimate experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, having that. I mean, and you guys, the power you guys possess, you know, as a group is just amazing. So you're really going to have people's hairs tingling on the back of their necks. But what do you get from performing? You know, you're on stage, you're performing to many people. What do you guys get as individuals when you're giving your best vocally to your audience?
But it's a real interaction, you know, with an audience. That's the beauty of live. You get on that stage and you give you 100% whether or not you had the day that you've had. Somehow, you know, if I had a really bad day and I'm on stage, I even forget about how bad the day was, because the truth, I mean, the traveling can be really tiring, I find. For me, it's not necessarily sexy, I find, you know, going to one airport to the other, etc. But standing on the stage and sharing with people that moment of love, really, that's what it is. You have such an amazing exchange. You know, people have also traveled or made arrangements to come to see you. I feel personally, you know, I can't go on that stage and feel like, oh, okay, it's one other night, I have to sing. It's always something I remind myself of, that it's such a chance to stand there and give my 100% to people who come to see us, really. And you know, the way it's given back to us is the applause, the smiles, the people smiling, cheering up after they've left our concert. I mean, that's the beauty, really, of what we do. We entertain people, we make sure they have a great time.
With the traveling part, you know, you guys don't get to sleep that much, do you? I mean, it must be hard, you know, going from country to country, you know, changing of time zones. So I've always wondered, vocally, how do you maintain your vocals? You know, how do you do it? Because to perform at the level that you do, it's not just a fluke. You know, at the level that you're continually doing it. And I know with the show you're doing in New York, it's like 4 or 5 days, it's back to back. So how do you prepare to be able to go for that type of intensity?
Well, on one hand, it's conditioning, I would say. It's like for an athlete, I think, especially when you get into the touring. You know, when you do a tour like we've done in 2012, where we played more than 130 shows, you really build up an incredible stamina. But you are absolutely right. It gets very difficult at times, especially when you got big time changes, and jet lag is something I personally have not found a cure for it. You can't do anything about it, but still, even if you have been lying awake until 7 o'clock in the morning, then you get 3 hours of sleep, you will have to go on stage that night. So you just try to be as hydrated as you can, not to dry out, drink a lot of water. You have to not unnecessarily shout around if you feel your voice is actually not on its strongest, so you really save up for the evening. And these are just, you just got to be smart about it. You just gotta deal with it, because you owe that to the people, as Sebastian said, that every time you go on that stage, that you give your absolute 100%. So whatever is necessary, rest, hydration, sleep, yeah, and just staying in, even if you feel like going out, so you're fit the next day.